Car keys!
Yeah, if you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Means That podcast, where we watch the worst movies from trailer and credits scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared. An actual real line from the movie.
Yeah. He pulled a whole, like, Wolverine move there, too, like, superhero move. Like, he put his arms down, and he's like, "Arr!" Like, he's got to, like, leap into the sky. And
yeah, badass.
Yeah, pretty serious. All right, so we're back with our full breakdown of the next movie we're doing, which is...
Our Little Secret.
Okay.
It's not Our Little Secret. That's what we're telling you that the movie is. But yeah, the Lohan-essence continues. So I can remind people what this movie's about.
Yeah, go for it. Do everything you're supposed to do right now. Do it.
Yeah, the usual stuff. Okay, so two resentful exes must awkwardly spend Christmas together after they learn that their new partners are siblings.
Christmas in Connecticut.
What a twist. Christmas in Atlanta.
Christmas in Atlanta. Man.
We have fun here.
I know we're making jokes, so we do. I don't remember what our expectations were. Do you? I don't remember at all what our prognostications were.
I do not.
I haven't gotten around to editing that episode yet, so I forgot everything. I think we... Yep. I don't remember at all.
I don't either. I think
should we make up new ones right now?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think we probably wish that there was some murder.
Most likely. Meta.
That would keep it interesting.
Yeah. I think we were probably thinking maybe, I don't know, that this, I know what it was. I think we thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to be like a heist thing where this is their thing and they're like serial killers that kill people every Christmas, but there are heists / serial killers and they do this once a year, only in Christmas time.
Yep.
Where they find their victims and then they're like, and then that's how they get into the house and then they end up killing the family.
Yep, that's right.
I feel like Nick Cage maybe, and I think Nick Cage and...
that's right. We did talk about...
not Donnie Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg were going to be like the two cops on trying to solve the crime.
Yep, that's right. Okay, good memory.
I don't know how I pulled that in my head.
Incredible. But yeah, super fun.
Yeah. We didn't get that.
Happen.
That did not happen.
No, devastating.
That's the worst. Okay.
Next time
we'll get them.
Yeah.
You want some quick info here?
Please. I would love nothing more.
All right. So this is directed by Stephen Herrick. Herrick?
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Yeah. Herrick like Derek, I guess.
Steven's been around for a long time. And Steven's first movie he did was in 1986. A little film called Critters. A fantastic movie called Critters.
Which is great. I know. He was so good. He had a great decade.
He had like that run from like the late 80s into the early 90s. Critters.
86 and 96.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The Mighty Ducks. Are you kidding me? Mr. Holland's Opus. Let's go. 101 Dalmatians with Glenn Close. Like, wow.
An incredible decade. And
hit after hit after hit. And then he started doing Dolly Parton videos and then TV series and New MacGyver. And here he is at Netflix.
What happened? Like, Steven, send us an email.
He was born in 1958, though. So
yeah, good year.
He's in his late 60s, and I think he's just like, hey, I don't know, I'm still doing my art, whatever. So
are we calling this art?
It's all art. It's just no, it's not. It's Netflix. That should be their tagline. No. It's not art. It's Netflix.
Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't poo-poo somebody's
dream.
Something that they did work.
I mean, he nailed it out of the park in the beginning of his career, and he's like, whatever. I don't care.
I mean, like, once you get that Bill and Ted money,
there's no looking back.
Yeah, that movie probably cost at least $1 million to make, I bet.
So who do we have to blame for this? Really, because as we know, screenwriters are solely usually
and
studios and everyone else. But this is a first time screenwriters first screenplay here. Haley, we're going hardcore with the Di Domenici.
That's right. That's right.
There we go then. She's done nothing except for this. So she was worked in corporate marketing and now writes bad rom-coms, but you get your first one under your belt. You Netflix produced. You kidding me? I'd be pumped.
I mean, it's not 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, so
No, we're gonna be pumped when Netflix buys our first movie. We're gonna be like,
yes,
hell yeah. I don't care absolutely. If it could be 7%. Who gives you shit?
Ideally, then the expectations are low. Like, this is a good way to start your writing career. That's a good point.
Right?
It's only up from here.
Or it stays the same, and then you go back to corporate marketing. Whatever.
It could stay the same. You might just go back to marketing.
Yeah, you probably should. Who's in this? So we got Lindsay Lohan, our hero here, Avery. We got Ian Harding, who plays Logan. I will not say his last name yet. Kristin Chenoweth plays Erica. We got the mom. She plays, whatever. We'll explain it later. Jon Rudnitsky plays Cameron. That's the boyfriend for Avery. Katie Baker plays Cassie. That's the girlfriend for Logan. Jake Brennan plays Callum. He's the younger brother of Cassie and Cameron. There's a whole joke about how their names start with C. Dan Bucatinsky plays Leonard, the dad. Callum Casey's and Cameron's dad. We got SNL alum here. We got Tim Meadows plays Stan. Very important role.
Love Tim Meadows.
Yeah, family friend. A little more than just that. Later
family
on.
fuck friend.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll get to it.
we'll get to it. Don't worry. Judy Reyes plays Margaret. That's Stan's wife. Also family friend.
Judy Reyes.
Yeah, she's great. Ash Santos plays Sophie. That's the daughter of Margaret and Stan's. Henry Czerny comes out of nowhere playing Mitchell. He's Avery's dad. Whatever, you know what I mean? Pronounce all that stuff, how that works. Dad. Yeah. Avery's dad. He's like the most top billed person on here, I would think. I mean, obviously, Lindsay Lohan's pretty well. Lindsay Lohan, yeah, definitely
pretty famous.
But he's like in all the Mission Impossible movies. He's in, other movies and stuff.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely in movies.
God damn you!
I don't know who this person is.
I guess I recognize him most because I literally just watched like all the Mission Impossible movies yesterday. I was at work.
Then yes, definitely, it's definitely that.
Clear and Present Danger. No, he's just from my, anyways.
And then we got Kristin Chenoweth's pretty famous too.
I don't know her. Where is she from? She's just from
from TV.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't know her. TV.
Yeah, TV. Speaking of poo-pooing other people's art.
Yeah. Art? TV's not art. And we got Leah Celine plays the Nativity Kid.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do not recall.
There's no production or box office numbers because this is a Netflix flick and they don't give us any numbers unless it's to show how awesome the NFL does on Netflix. So
that's right. You can't do a live fight, but you can do NFL, I guess.
That was probably a requirement by the NFL to be like, you need to give us real metrics out of this because we're the NFL and we'll have you murdered.
Yeah. You cannot screw this up for us.
Yes. Do not screw this up or we will kill you.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, it's the old reverse here. 35% critic and 53 audience.
Yep. Which I don't know how more than half of people thought this was great.
I don't well,
right?
I mean half the country thinks something is right, and the other half thinks something else is. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. Yeah. Yeah, and a generous 35, I think, from critics, because that's not.
Yeah.
It's not great.
I mean, like this is like it's light and airy at least, and it kind of breezed by for me. I give it that. There was definitely some chuckle points. I thought Leonard was pretty funny, and I thought the mom was pretty funny. She had some moments, Yeah. And again,
it's light.
I want to clarify. When I say pretty funny, I mean within the context of the films that we do here at ITMT. Yeah. We're not talking about the rest of the real world. We're talking about these movies.
No.
Oh,
it's a low bar.
Yeah. They're like the movies we do are like kids' drawings of art. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's cute. It's art. But I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely something that somebody filmed.
It won't be in a museum.
No.
But it is art. It's an expression of something. But
there were definitely characters. Somebody definitely acted.
Plotted,
Mm-hmm,
so. All right, you want some fast facts?
Yep. Back me, daddy.
I'm just moving along here. I'm sorry. I'm cooking.
Yeah.
I'm cooking.
No, crank right through.
When Russ is cooking, you let him cook, all right?
Oof. Don't I know it?
Not many. Lindsay Lohan is indeed doing an Adam Sandler.
I wrote this.
I can tell. This is part of a 3-picture deal she has with Netflix, Falling for Christmas and The Irish Wish. We've done Falling for Christmas, Irish Wish. We have on our list. That's a lot of Christmas and Irish Wish.
It is on our list.
It's on our list.
Yeah, maybe St. Patty's Day next year will, which is probably, 2 months from now? So, yeah.
Yeah. Time, right? And the soundtrack features a song, Happiest Christmas Tree, by her little sister, Aliana Lohan. Didn't she do a song for the other movie?
Oh, Falling for Christmas? Maybe. Now that you say that. Even more Sandler like that.
That's
you got to employ the whole family.
That's Lindsay Lohan doing some serious producing right there. She's executive producer on this. That's what you do. Nepotism. As a producer, you're like, no, let me bring in.
It's the best.
Yeah. Get everyone paid.
Oh, I've got a singer. Do you?
Do you? Do you though?
Is your last name Lohan? Yes.
Does it rhyme with Mohan? Yeah.
Is she in Herbie Fully Loaded?
Maybe. Avery, that's Lindsay Lohan's character, makes multiple jokes that Logan's girlfriend is too young. Ian Harding, who plays Logan, is known for playing Ezra in Pretty Little Liars. Ezra was an adult teacher having an affair with a young teenage student.
Yep. So totally related.
Yeah. Logan's last name is revealed to be Harding. It's the Ian Harding's plays Logan.
It's like, why? Just call him like Jones.
Like, I think they shot that scene like, we need a shot of email. So we need the last name in there. Just use his last name. Let's
just pull up his real email.
Yeah.
Hi,
lazy.
Ian.
So lazy. So lazy.
Oh, lazy. Call him Jones. Call him Smith. There are a dozen names that you can any name.
You can go on
your own last name.
You can go on like a random name generator and just be like, boom, here you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of options.
Okay. Lindsay Lohan and Chris Parnell previously starred together in Labor Pains 2009. Oh, look at that, Paul.
Oh, I love a good plug, Fast Fact.
That's right.
Go back and listen to that episode, Labor Pains. That was a fun movie.
Color me plug in, right?
That's right. Also, I appreciate the generosity of like Lindsay Lohan and Chris Parnell previously starred together when Chris Parnell is in this movie for 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Yeah.
He has like 3 lines.
Yeah, he's not starring in this. He's just hanging out.
No. He's not even credited. He doesn't have a name. He's just veterinarian.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, love that one.
The gummies package. So this is a whole thing. There's a whole scene and thing about her eating some gummies. Says now with TCH rather than THC. I didn't even notice that. Was I high while I was reading this?
Pretty funny. You might have been.
Okay. Can they not put THC on there? Like, was that like a weird?
No, I think you can. I think they just screwed it up. I don't know.
That's funny. Okay.
Because they talk about having pot gummies and stuff. Like it's not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I think you can say THC.
Yeah. It's just 3 letters. It's a movie. Okay.
Yep.
Maybe Netflix was like, we don't want that associated with our. It's like, what?
Yeah. Just say TCH.
Just say.
Yeah, we'll do more CTE soon with football.
CTE. Right after the football coverage, they put on CTE documentary. All right. The film was originally titled Merry Xmas. Mass. Get it?
Yep, I sure do.
Okay. Just want to make sure. But Lohan, as producer and plenty of ideas, lady, suggested changing it to avoid the project being associated solely with Christmas.
Flexing that
producer credit right there.
Producer muscle, yeah.
I got someone who can sing. I got someone who got a better title idea. Yeah.
It's me.
It's me.
And I agree with that move. I mean, she said that she did it because she's like, it's not just a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Which
I don't know. That's like saying Die Hard's, just a Christmas movie.
Yep, that's right. This is the Die Hard of rom-coms, is what I would say. Yeah, not great, but I think a better title. Merry Xmas is silly. And maybe already a movie?
Probably.
I would assume.
Probably. All right. Well, that's it for Fast Facts. Do you want to Holly pitch me, mother?
Do I ever?
Hit
Mine's
me.
gonna be quick because I got real lazy.
So is mine.
Perfect. So this movie is obviously, Sweet Home Alabama meets Monster-in-Law because it is both of those movies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. All right, pitch over. So Sweet Home Alabama, in case you missed it, Reese without her spoon.
It's a Reese Witherspoon. Yeah.
Yep. Where she at the beginning, like they have a little montagey kind of thing where she's like together with her childhood best friend, who they're like, maybe we should do everything together, including get married.
Yep.
And then they kind of drift apart over the years. They do get married, but then they drift apart after that. It's kind of like a joke marriage.
That's just how marriages work, right?
Yeah, always a joke. Almost always a joke.
Not in your case.
That's right. So just like this movie where they are, it's like, oh, they're going to end up together, obviously. And then, life happens. Life finds a way just to get in there and mess all the things up, right?
As Jeff Goldblum said, once upon a time.
Yep. It takes place in the South, which this one also does.
Do you know exactly? I saw a lot of Florida plates.
Yeah, it was filmed in Atlanta, and I think it's set in Georgia,
which makes no sense because
make it very clear.
It doesn't really snow down there.
Sure doesn't. It can,
but the one time it did, it was like shut down the entire city. So
true,
because they don't know what snow is.
Yeah, it's kind of a goo.
Do you remember that?
You noticed?
You remember that
scene. I do.
Remember that a couple of years ago? They got like an inch of snow, and like all the cars were pulled over the side of the highway, and they shut down the airport. I was like, what?
Shut it all down. We can't live like this.
No, it's like grow up.
It's cold, wet stuff out here.
Call me when it's like a foot.
Yeah,
Georgia losers.
Classic Georgia.
But anyway, keep listening from Georgia.
Oh, of course. Yeah, we love you. But do you remember in the movie scene where it was snowing that the snow wasn't sticking to anything or even landing on anything? Actually?
Oh yeah, but yeah.
The CGest of all snow.
Just kind of floating past the actors.
Yep, it's an Instagram filter. I'm assuming. Stephen Herrick not doing his best work these days.
He's fine. He's pointing and shooting.
So also famously doesn't snow in Sweet Home Alabama. So also Sweet Home Alabama, not a Christmas movie. Just like Lindsay Lohan wants you to think this is not a Christmas movie.
Right.
Let's see whatever else happens here. There's some intoxicating stuff. There's like a drunk driving prevention scene.
You made it sound like, there's some things that are really, intoxicating. No. Like, no, there's scenes of intoxication.
That's right. That's right.
Situations of intoxication.
Yep. Reese Witherspoon gets drunk and almost drives home in Sweet Home Alabama.
I mean, that's what you do in Alabama. That's what you do in Alabama.
Gets really high and then does bad things in a church. But so I guess it's really not a prevention of that. And this movie. No, these movies don't have that much in common other than the whole, the core plot.
They're both in the South.
Yeah, that's right. They're both in the South. And then they get back together at the end, and it's like, whoa, what a surprise. And they do like a little stupid outro thing where they like show you like, oh, now they have like a kid and thriving careers. And like, who cares? And this movie also does a little bit of that, which is annoying and silly.
Yeah. Silly.
So meets Monster-in-Law because, again, it's the same movie. Kristin Chenoweth is
the villain of Monster-in-Laws. Yeah, she has her own arc. She turns, right?
She does. Which in Monster-in-Law, same kind of thing happens, right? So it's like, do the whole movie of this character being like really petty and kind of awful. In Monster-in-Law, like kind of similarly to this movie, they do a lot of not like setups for just to be like, oh, I'm gonna tear you right down. Which you hate to see. And then gets a little comeuppance at the end. right? In our movie, it turns out her husband's having an affair, which she knows about, and she ends up happy, I guess, with Tim Meadows at the end.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Right?
It's kind of hard to say. And in Monster-in-Law, it's less about her like finding her own relationship and more. Well, I guess she is best friends with Wanda Sykes, but she like finds her mother-in-law at the big wedding scene at the end, right? And she's like, "Oh, I've been just like her." What?
The entire time.
Realizes the error of her ways and tries to make it up to her, etc. They have some ground rules about the relationship, so like it's not like not over the top of like, okay, like I'm now gonna make it up to you for treating you like shit your whole life. It's more just like, okay, well, I guess we can be on decent terms. And this movie kind of is like that too, where she's like,
it's
I don't know,
we're fine.
Yeah, like it's not like really an apology. It's just kind of like, oh,
here's some cookies. You stay on your side, I'll stay on mine.
Exactly. Which I thought was kind of silly. And that's all I got.
That's it? That's all?
That's it.
Oh, man. I thought when you said it was short, I thought it was going to be even shorter.
Oh, even shorter.
Yeah. No. That felt good. That was good. You explained all of them in clear detail. So
I appreciate that. Thank
mine's
you.
going to be very short. Mine's going to be very short, but I think mine's precise, but I'm going on a different angle here. So I'm going with this is obviously Gone Girl meets Love Actually.
Also a good plug. Look at you plugging. Dude,
that's what we do here. We plug, right?
Yep, the old double episode.
Bust out the old double plug, right?
Wouldn't be New Year's without it.
Right. So Gone Girl meets Love Actually. Gone Girl. I'm going more from like the darker aspect of this movie, where it's just like this idyllic suburban life where everyone's got the fancy house and we got the kids and we got the paintings and the perfect Christmas and all this stuff just being uprooted. Because of lies and deceit and affairs and that's everything from Gone Girl minus there's no murder in this one. There should have been, but well,
wishful thinking.
I mean, the dog almost died. So I'm kind of going at that angle from the Gone Girl side, more of just like, that life, suburban life just being flipped upside down, right?
Yeah. The burbs.
And then I'm going meets Love Actually because Love Actually's got like a month. Well, first of all, Christmas time, holiday time story, right? Cover that.
But also not really a Christmas movie, right?
But not really a Christmas movie. No. And that's a terrible movie too. So that's another thing to tie in there. You should go listen to that and why. Multiple storylines kind of all feeding into each other, right? A lot of people covering up things. Again, more deceit, some more lies going on, some creepiness going on. Remember the scene with the Keira Knightley thing where the guy was just filming with her at the wedding?
Do I ever?
That's creepy. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Then you get like boyfriends who you think are like, oh, these are the good guys, but then like later on you learn that they're kind of like jerks. Like Keira Knightley, the guy that she is with, is kind of a jerk, if I remember correctly.
Totally. Super jerk.
We got random inner families that are actually connected, but you don't know they're connected until a certain point in the movie.
Yep. Which totally relatable.
Yeah, totally relatable. That happens all the time. What else we got? I think that's kind of it. I mean, I know there's so much more. I think Love Actually, this is like that's the blueprint, right? Yeah, the blueprint for shitty holiday movies. You start with Love Actually, and then you go down from there, right?
Yep. Cheese City.
Yeah, and I think that's it for those. So
I think you did great.
I think I did fantastic.
Yeah, nice work, dude.
Yeah, I'm hydrating, so
it's all about hydration. Listeners, drink a sip of water.
Hey, it's a new year. It's a new you. Hydrate, floss. People are doing dry January. Are you doing dry January?
Nope.
No. Someone asked me if I was going to because I have a friend who does it every year. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Do your thing. Whatever. That's fine. If you need it,
Sure.
If that makes you sleep better at night, then do it. But
yeah, I don't get it.
They're like, oh, were you going to do it? And I was like, I work at a brewery.
No.
Listen much to what I do when I talk about what I do in my life?
Beer much?
Friend, as I do air quotes. Call you a friend? Yeah.
Hopefully they don't listen to the pod.
Yeah, they don't know who they are. Okay. Yeah, so, no, I think that's it for me. That's my pitch, right? We did that, we covered that.
I love it.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so you ready to break down this movie, this holiday extension?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, okay. Netflix. Boom. Boom. Ta-da.
No. Maybe.
Yeah, paying the bills for everybody around here, except us, really.
So far.
Waiting for a big
And then
break.
there's dude, when we break, it's going to be
broken.
The breakest.
We're going to break everything. All the records.
That's right. So many records.
No one's going to know.
Then we get this like cutesy rom-com animation thing where they're like, don't do this.
Don't do this at all.
And they like explain the whole plot. Basically, they do. They're like, you remember that movie Sweet Home Alabama? It's the same.
It's the same. Remember that movie Love Actually? It's this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like this overly long animated thing, coming of age story showing Avery and Logan growing up together with an enormous amount of voiceover exposition from the dad. And it's like, wait, why is the dad doing this? What is going on? What is he the only one? He's the only one they could get to come back to like. They're like, oh, maybe the first cut. They're like, how does this start? And probably a Netflix note. And Lindsay Lohan was like, oh, I'm a producer. I'll tell you. We should put an animation thing in there, make it cutesy because we can't bring anyone back. So,
yep, listeners, we all know the hardest part of any movie is how does it start?
Yeah, how does it begin? You know what? Start in the middle. That's where you start. So
usually works.
Little safety tip for all the writers out there: just start in the middle.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we get a ton of exposition during this animated scene. Not even credits rolling, I don't think yet. And Dad being like, it's 1996. Avery and Logan been hanging out since they're kids. Yada yada yada. They love each other. Basically, they're soulmates. It's inseparable. Lives. Blah blah blah. And I love it. Gets to the point. He's like, and then Mom died because of course you need the dead mom to right. That's gonna be.
It's pretty funny.
It's gonna be everyone's motivation. So Mom is dead, and then Avery's getting her dream job in London or wherever, and
they both became remarkable adults.
Apparently, and that's when we. Yeah, what? I think we're remarkable adults.
Yeah, except for Logan, who's like, they're like, well, he's doing everything he can to hang on to the love of his life, which brings us to
live action.
The scene, yeah. So then this is like partially from the trailer because I think they use this at least in the flashback, the brief flashback sequence.
Yeah,
they drive up Christmas house, December 2014.
What a great year.
Yeah, not bad,
right?
Yeah, I think we were having fun then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We were still working.
Those were our drinking years.
Yeah. We were still working together. Mm-hmm. The ship was still sailing. You know.
Yep.
No icebergs in the way until 2016. But great iceberg that hit us. Probably the best iceberg that hit us.
That's right. The business, not that iceberg.
Not that one. No. The business iceberg. The little Bisberg. They're arguing because that's what couples do, and we get our title card, our little secret, and Logan's drunk. Which, dude, if that's you being drunk,
he is not.
What am I getting? He's like, is he driving? Did he drive?
No, thankfully he did not. He just kind of like rolls out of the car.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious if he jumped out of the driver's seat. Like, I'm not drunk. You're drunk.
Car keys.
So we're at the going away party at Avery's childhood home here, which is important. Yep. Really, the house is a character too. You know.
Well, surprise going away party because he's like, oh, can I have like a hug? And she's like, no, god damn it.
Do you know where you are right now? And he's like, surprise party.
Yeah, and she's like, good joke. But then it's real.
That's it. Yeah. Hey. So then we meet Dad, we meet Grandma, we meet
Grandma's
Logan's
so horny in this movie.
Yeah, Grandma. We meet Avery's. God damn it, Logan's grandmother and mother, who are going to come back later on because they're important. Yeah. And speech time. Dad's like, ding, 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 ding. Let's give a speech. Mm-hmm. He goes on. He starts giving a speech, and he's like, if only your mother was here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But then if she was, then there'd be no motivation for anything, yada yada, and the story wouldn't happen. So,
yep. And he's like, "Don't worry, I'm going to leave the rest of the speech to Logan,"
who's looking a little nervous because I think we all know what's happening. We all know what's coming, right? And he's like drinking the beers, more beers, and basically he gets on one knee, and everyone's like, no. Logan's mom's like, no.
Dad's like, maybe you misunderstood what I asked you to
do. And basically he's starting to go on, and she's like, not going to happen, bro.
Yeah. Avery is like, please don't do this.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm leaving you and you have to accept that. And then he goes on this cringe-worthy little rant about how she's running away from everything.
Her dead mom?
Yeah.
Mostly?
She's dead. You can't. She's always going to follow you. She's a ghost. So you can't run from that.
Years before this, presumably.
In that plane crash. Everyone knows that.
That plane crash, that's right. Hilariously.
Yes. Where she hit another car and you're like, was it a car accident or was it a plane crash? Oh, yeah. She was driving a car that got hit by a plane. I was like, yeah.
Yep.
Was that a plane?
Plane landed right into her.
So she died in a plane crash or died in a car accident? Both. So he's like, your dad can't even do anything. He can't even make sandwiches. This was kind of funny. Dad's like in the background. He's like, oh, certain kinds.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
But then he brings up the dead mom. Like, bro, what are you doing? Yep. If you want to end relationships and conversations real fast, you bring up the dead mom. Yeah.
And not just bringing up the dead mom, says she would be disappointed in you, which is...
Oh, man.
Brutal.
I'm covering my face right now thinking about it. Oh, you don't do that. Buddy.
Yeah. And so justifiably, she says, I never want to see you again.
I was like, yeah, that checks out. Yeah, goodbye.
Well, see you later.
And he goes outside and he's like trying to get in the car, which he shouldn't be driving.
Snowman.
Which he shouldn't be driving because he's drunk.
Of course. Super drunk. Yeah.
Don't drink and drive unless you're in a field and by yourself.
What?
What?
Yeah, maybe don't do that either.
Maybe don't do that either.
This is our legal advice podcast.
No. And that's it. So that's the end of that.
She cries in her room separately. So much crying.
So now he's like, cars. So then we cut to the opening credits now, and
I have so many problems. The events. So listeners, they do like a little montage here.
Yes. In credits, it's a credits montage, but yeah.
Which they're showing the passage of time instead of showing us what Logan and Avery did over the last decade.
10 years.
They show us historical events, and the ones they pick are
mind-boggling.
Yeah, should we just do a quick rundown of the list here?
You go for it, because you wrote them all down. I was just like, what?
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we start with the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge for some reason.
What?
Everyone remembers the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Right. That was huge, yeah. Back in 2014 or 15.
Yeah, then we quick cut into Hamilton for some reason. Then we cut into gay marriage is legal.
Well, not everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's the federal decision that was like right around then, right? The Supreme Court there. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Then we cut to Pluto not being a planet. Then we cut to Mamba out, which is when Kobe Bryant retired, but also like died.
Oh, that's right.
So I was like, wait. That's what you pick?
Like, whoa.
Yep. And then they cut from like Kobe dying to Stranger
Things.
And then Moonlight, the movie, for some reason. They're like, oh, best picture, Moonlight. And you're like, okay, what?
Oh my God.
Then they do the royal wedding next.
Yep.
Then they do I'm going to speed this up because we've got too many things.
Yeah.
We got the Thai soccer team finally rescued.
There were so many.
Yep. Notre Dame burns down. Okay. The first image of a supermassive black hole is taken. Don't care.
Oh, okay.
Virtual reality exists. Cybertruck? Why? Like, why? Then Greta Thunberg, time of the year.
Oh my God.
Bernie Sanders mittens for some reason.
It was a meme that lasted like a week.
Yep, that's right. Yep. Then Bridgerton, just Bridgerton existing. Okay. Then NFTs. For some reason, Rover on Mars, like really just the most baffling choice of all time. The Ever Given gets stuck in the Suez Canal.
That one I was funny. Like, wait, what? I mean, it's hilarious, like dummies, but
irrelevant. Squid Game, because they got to do a Netflix. They did Stranger Things earlier. They'll do Squid Game now.
That's right. Stranger Things, duh. It was Netflix too, right?
Double Netflix plug. Yep. Then Captain Kirk goes to space.
Great.
Which, okay, like I don't care what William Shatner does. Then they're like, for the first time in 87 years, England has a king again. And you're like, Why are we celebrating that? Like aren't we sad about the Queen dying?
Yeah.
And then AI has arrived apparently.
Right.
Then Argentina wins the World Cup in 2022, which I again don't know why.
Yeah. Why would you pick this?
Then the Twitter logo got changed to X. Okay. Then California has suspended the Cruise driverless vehicle. There's like a decent amount of Elon Musk related things here for some stupid reason.
Yeah.
Then Barbie and Oppenheimer. And then last thing is just Taylor Swift.
So
like Taylor Swift is in her era.
Ends her era store. Or is in her era.
Oh, what? All right, present day. What a mind-boggling set of choices.
Amazing.
Who thought those were important? Yeah.
Amazing.
Truly. Something special.
Amazing. And it feels like they were having a really hard time figuring out how to start this movie. Like between the animated opening and then this, like, why?
Yep. That's exactly it. They were like, all right, we got to write something. We need an extra 10 minutes. Like you said before we started recording, and they were like, this isn't quite an hour and a half. We need to be more.
Our demographics and our numbers say people like an hour and 35 minutes. They have attention spans for this long, you know?
Yep.
Attack on 5 minutes. And like, they came up with this?
Yeah.
Haley Dimonti's. I mean, I don't know if that was her. It was probably someone else. Maybe it was producer, Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, give somebody else some extra. Like, give Kristin Chenoweth some extra lines. I don't know. She's funny.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. You can ameliorate about that. I think let's let that one simmer. Right. We'll think about it when we get to the end.
Just the choices.
So then we get a split screen. So this is gonna be a little bit jarring because it jumps back and forth. It's not that jarring, whatever, but it just jumps back and forth thoughts. So we get a split screen of Avery and Logan and their different lives and their different jobs right now.
Yep.
She's in proposal writing, and he's in construction / architecture.
Yeah, that's right. She's famously in proposal writing.
What was her exact title or something?
I don't know. Business person, like generic
like,
business person.
Yeah.
You're right. It is proposal writing. And he's like an architect or something. I don't know. It's stupid.
Yeah, he's on site and he's drawing on pictures. He's like, we need to do this. And I have no idea his relation with the guy Paul. Paul is his boss. That guy, I like him. He's funny. That comedian.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, he did this great show called How the States Were Made or something like that. It's really good.
Oh, I think I saw that show existed, but I didn't do anything.
It's really good. He like goes around the country and talks about how the states, got their borders and stuff. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Very informative. It's all waterways when it comes down to it.
Yeah, oops, all water.
That's right. Which we're running out of. So do your part. Do your part.
Conserve water. Man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, conserve water by taking a sip. Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. H2O. Wait, am I wasting it right now by drinking it? Oh, no.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Oh, that pH balance is perfect. Just the right amount of fluoride in there, too, which should be in there, just so you know.
Yep. Good for your teeth.
Yep. Proven. Anyways, by actual science. All right, so they're in their things. We get a title card just in case you didn't realize that we were catching up to time with the ridiculous time montage. It's present day. Just in case. Present day, yeah.
I had no idea.
Really?
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, no, you didn't. When they finished with 2024's Taylor Swift.
Yep, Taylor Swift is the key to all of this.
She is. Oh, this is all set up because they put that in people's minds. Christmas Day, Kansas City Chiefs played, Taylor Swift, NFL.
Oh my God.
That's right. The Earth is flat. Boom.
Yep.
It all comes together.
Ipso facto.
So we're at work. Avery's bustling out. She's leaving for the holidays. It's been a while, I think. It sounds like making phone calls, saying goodbye to her friend there. Bottle of wine, yada yada. Which I don't know why you'd take a bottle of wine from London on a plane, but I guess you could check the bag and just get a bottle of wine when you get here.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, she needed like a nice bottle of wine. That's kind of the premise. They're like, "Is this the finest wine in all of London?" Oh,
no. London's got better wines than the United States of Americas.
Of California?
The United States of California's? Are you telling me that we can't get good bottles of wine here?
Oof. Yeah, she up.
Yeah. All right, so we split screen back to Logan. So this is going to jump back and forth between the two of them, like kind of wrapping things up. We meet Logan's boss, foreman, other guy he's working with as part of the construction company. This guy Paul.
He's like, so what happens when this goes really well? Like what's in it for me? And the boss is like, you get to keep working for me.
That's right. Just remember that's how it works.
Yeah. He's like, okay, well, I got to go then because I got to go do family stuff. And he's like, I'm meeting the in-laws tonight, kind of thing. And he's like, oh, first impressions are overrated. And he's like, oh, you're divorced, right?
Yeah, separated.
Brutal. Yeah. Throwing it back in his face. Hate to see it.
So then we cut to now we're in Avery car ride, and she's with a new boyfriend, Cameron. They're both on their phones doing calls, doing what they got to do because, that's what they do, I guess.
Don't I know it?
Yeah. Don't you know I charge in 6-minute increments? Pretty great. I'm going to tell someone that.
They're both doing business calls.
Then we cut to the Logan car ride. He's with a new girlfriend, Cassie, who we don't know yet is Cameron's sister.
Not doing business calls. They're doing family trivia.
That's right. Going through all the names. So there's Cameron, Cassie, Callum, and the dog, Veronica.
Veronica. Yep.
Yeah. Then we got
They thought the dog was going to be named Cookie, but it's not.
Oh, it's a little connection to the Cookie.
That's right.
Oh, look at that. Look at that setup payoff. That's beautiful, isn't it? So we're at Avery's house, childhood home. She's going to meet, talk with Dad, and she's like, hey.
We got to make stops before we go to the big party where we do the meet thing.
Right. And she tells Cameron, hey, stay in the car. I got to go. I don't want to hear about the refrigerator or something like that. He's like, it was called the ice box. Isn't that crazy? And there was ice in it.
Yeah.
It does sound like something I might say, but I don't know. And then we're like,
and then we got a reverso situation with Logan, and he's like, oh, do you want to come in and meet my mom? And she's like, no, I'm good. I'll stay in the car.
Yeah, so you gotta get a sense of how everyone's kind of protecting things here. And then we're back at Avery's house. She sees Dad. Dad's dressed like Magnum PI. Hey, Magnum. He's packing up because the house, we're losing the lodge. We lost Mom. Now we're losing the lodge, So
That's right.
This movie really is like an 80s movie about like, let's ski to K-12 to save the lodge, save the house.
I mean, a little bit. We should have done that. Yep. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, seriously. And then Dad's like, here's a box of old photos that's going to make you probably sad. I mean, happy, nostalgic.
Well, going on vacation. See you later.
See ya. She's flipping through. It's like photos of her and her mom, and she comes across a photo of her and Logan, and it's like, oh. And he's like, hey, have you talked to her in a while? And she's like, nah, it's been like 10 years. Remember all the time that's passed? You saw this.
Didn't you see Taylor Swift?
Didn't you see the Argentinians winning the World Cup? Didn't you see
the Twitter logo changed?
Yeah, the boat getting stuck in a panic. Who the hell came up with that? I really want to know who came up with that idea.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh my god! All right, so then we're at Logan's house, and he's hanging with. We see Mom, who was from the beginning, and we see Grandma, who's got a little dementia.
Grandma has lost it. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like such a weird moment of like the music is like kind of really goofy, and like, but we're talking to Grandma who has this really sad dementia situation going on, where she's just like watching like the TV logo bounce around, and she's like, "Oh, it never gets to the corner," and she's laughing like, "This is actually really kind of depressing and sad."
It's so bleak.
It's so bleak. But there's like this goofy music playing in the background, like, "Oh, that's Grandma."
Yep, and they're just like making jokes about it the whole time. And you're like, "Oh, I don't." Where's Grandma?
I feel bad for Grandma here. What's going on? Yeah. So then we're back at Avery's house, and Dad's got a new. Is that his new lady? That's his lady, right? New lady, Barb, or something like that.
Susan.
Doesn't matter. And
Susan, Barb, tomato.
Tomato. And then Avery leaves, and she's like, everyone's leaving. So met her.
Yep. She's not psyched about the selling of the house. That's when this gets very clear.
Yeah. And we come back to Logan's house, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm meeting the parents, whatever." And Mom's like, "That's a big step. Good luck."
And we also get clued into like they're financially in a bad spot because she's like, "Oh yeah, the cable doesn't work because with the medication and the support staff." It's like really sad about the grandma. And they're like, "All right, well, see you later."
Yeah. Good luck out there.
He leaves and he's like, "I love you, Grandma," and she's like, "Yeah."
I'm like picturing the tone of this movie like turning into like a really like sad drama, like where he comes in, there's like the past due bills on the table, like big pharma pills everywhere. Grandma's in the corner, like talking about World War II or something like that, you know?
Yep.
Mom's like just crying
Mom.
all the time, like trying to do drugs. And he comes in, he's like, oh, what the hell's going on here?
Oof, it's rough.
So Logan's got to support the family here. He's got to step up. Where's Dad? Dad's dead too. Did he die in the same car accident with Mom? Maybe that's the secret. Maybe Logan's. No, wait.
Maybe that's our little secret.
Logan's dad was having an affair with Avery's mom, and they were in a car, and a plane hit the car, and it was a plane crash car accident.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
All right. So then we're at the new boyfriend's house here, right? And we're walking up this shot from the trailer, and he's like, Cameron's like, hey.
Mom keeps a special batch of cookies just for me.
I wonder if that's going to come back later. Yeah, basically giving her tips on how to survive Mom, because Mom's an intimidating psychopath. And about to kiss, and Mom opens the door and it's like, I hope I was interrupting something.
Then we do the wine exchange from the trailer where she's like, oh, a screw top.
Quick and easy.
Yep. Like someone else I know.
So like at this whole point, this whole thing's going on. You're thinking that they're going to two separate places, but we all know it's going to the same place, but they're trying to trick us. And then on the other side, we got Logan pulling up in his truck with Cassie and the back entrance, like the other entrance, I guess. And they pull in, and daughter's like, Cassie's like, hey, you know, pushing him about the work thing. And then she's like, oh, wear this, put this suit on, kind of controlling like someone, like Mom.
Yeah, it's not great. She does say like, oh, my dad has a lot of connections. Maybe he can make some intros for you. And
that's right
out here.
Yeah, which is Tim Meadows' Stan. That's kind of the guy we need to talk to. So.
Yep, exactly. So then we cut to inside.
Yep, it's all we're building this up here. We're building up to this run-in. It's happening soon.
Yep, Logan gets introduced to Mom. Mom's immediately impressed. She loves him, which is funny because she's not impressed with anyone, typically. She makes Callum get the bags because she hates her son, Callum.
Yep.
Which is also
and there's like
funny.
this moment of Callum walking by and him giving the keys and him turning and Avery's right there, and it kind of like this just missed, just caught you, just missed you kind of moment, and right. Yep. And then the big moment happens and they turn and here's Avery. Here's Logan. Nar.
We've never met before.
Nope. Don't know him. Well, Logan was right off the bat was about to go. Was about to bust open the whole thing, right?
Yep.
He was about to be like, "Hey, this is my we used to," and she's like, "We never met before." Whatever. So they kind of mask it up.
Which you're like,
what
if they had just been honest from the get go? It would have been totally fine.
Yeah, I mean,
as is often the case in any movie
and in real life. Just be honest.
And in real life.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Yeah. That's what we do here.
So then he goes off and does some mingling in the party. She's doing some watching, some creepy watching.
Yeah, I love that. It was like such a weird moment of her just sitting there, like overhearing the conversation between Cameron and like Stan, where he's like, "I'm raking it in Bitcoin." like what?
Raking in Bitcoin like you wouldn't believe. He's like bragging about how much money he's making.
Which did that come? That should have been in the. Was that in the opening credits there? The opening time montage.
Should have been. Yeah,
NFTs
Bitcoin.
were, so Bitcoin should have been cryptocurrency.
I guess you're right. Yeah, they did NFTs.
Yeah, and then Logan and Avery kind of meet up at some point, right? Basically, it's all this stuff from the trailer.
And you get a little bit of like jealousy though from her watching Logan with Cassie.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I got to use the bathroom," and Cassie's like, "I'll show you." And weirdly, Avery's like, "Oh, I'll show you where the bathroom is. Here, eat this food, Cassie." And it's like, what a strange thing. I'd be like, that's weird. You're going to show my boyfriend where the bathroom is? Stranger to who I've just...
Toilet food?
Yeah, stranger who I just met? What are you doing with my boyfriend? You hussy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You guys going to go take a couple shitties?
That's right. The couple who shits together stays together.
That's right.
That's always say on ITN.
That's right. I got 2 toilets installed in my bathroom. You know?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
the dually
one?
I call it a dually.
Yeah.
The dually coolie. There you go.
Nice. It's like those old timey sitcoms where they have 2 separate beds, but they have 2 toilets.
Separate shitters. 2 separate turtlets. All right.
So for some reason, she's like insisting that she's like, we can't let them know possibly that we knew each other before this because they're going to picture us having sex. And you're like,
just
why would that be the first thing they think of?
Yeah.
They wouldn't.
Yeah. And then some guy walks out of the bathroom and is like,
yeah.
See ya.
Oh, God.
Some random guy. Anyways, basically he's like, just don't say anything. And he's like, fine, deal. I won't say anything, whatever. And that's the deal. So,
Then we get introduced to Margaret and Stan.
Yes, key characters for later on for this Love Actually situation.
Yep. Which is Cassie, Callum, and Craig. What was his name?
Which one?
Chuck, the boyfriend.
Which one? Oh, Cameron. Chuck.
Cameron, thank you.
Cameron, Cassie. Jesus,
Cameron's. Cameron's parents' best friends, Margaret and Stan.
Yeah, Margaret and Stan. And by best friends, we mean banging friends.
Yup.
That's right.
And immediately Margaret's like, "Oh, Logan's a hottie, huh?" And you're like, "What?"
And then there's I love this. There's one moment of Tim Meadows, Stan, out of nowhere, kind of a context, just they immediately start talking shop with Logan, and he goes on this big spiel about this big project he got, and he's got to get it in by January 1st, and by Christmas afternoon, this whole big long spiel. I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's going to be important to the plot later on.
Nice and exposition-y.
Yeah. Subtle setup there.
Yeah. And he's like, by the way, proposals need to be in by December 24th, which is coming up.
Just a reminder, December 24th. I was also how long is this movie take place over? Is this Christmas?
A couple weeks.
This isn't Christmas Eve, but it feels but I don't know though. Cause she later on flies back and sees dad and it's still Christmas. She's like, oh, Merry Christmas, Dad. Towards the end of the movie. I'm like, does this happen over 2 days? I'm like, it's impossible. 5 days happened.
Yeah, I guess. That's a good point.
No, you're right, because they pick up the Christmas tree, which you don't pick up a Christmas tree a day before Christmas. You get it.
That's I think it's a couple weeks. Yeah.
Stupid.
I don't know. Why do you go to church not on Christmas?
Yeah, right?
Silly.
What, you pray for your sins on off days? What? Off peak
Nobody
hours?
does that.
Yeah, no one goes to church on off peak.
That's not real.
Don't do that if you do it. He's not listening. He only listens on important days. So we get this exposition. We got this big project coming. That's important. Logan's gonna be, all right, I got to make something happen there. And then we meet Sophie, who is Stan and the mom's
Margaret's.
there. Margaret, thank you. Stan and Margaret's daughter. She comes rolling in, and she's a looker. And all of a sudden, there's a little bit of hello.
Yeah, and she's an ex of Cameron's, it turns out, I think, right?
Well, they don't say that. They don't really get into that, do they, right there? Yeah. But they talk about how they were inseparable as kids, and they basically the same situation that Logan and Avery had, probably, most likely.
Exactly. So Avery's got another reason to be jealous, as if she wasn't already, about Logan. Now she's also jealous about Cameron.
Yes.
I do love, there's a couple of throwaways here for oh, is Callum around? Sophie's looking to see Callum, and they're like, oh, I can't believe he's 18 already. He's an adult. And the mom,
18-ish.
Kristin Chenoweth's he's 18-ish.
Yeah.
The dad's like, no, he's exactly 18. He's
there was some good little throwaway stuff like that. And he's in the background trying to sneak some wine. He's like, what, you could let me a drink?
Yeah.
Whatever. And then we're in the hallway leading to the bedrooms, and there's family paintings that run along. Well, they do
the Secret Santa setup.
Oh yeah, the Secret Santa joke too, right? Because that's important. Because we need to go shopping for Secret Santa stuff, and that will pay off at some point.
Yep, exactly.
So everyone's got to go do that or be uninvited. It's all stuff in the trailer. So,
but then to the hallway of creepy portraits.
All the portraits of the family over time as they've been growing up to get these handmade painted portraits where the mom has never aged, and she's like,
and the spotlight is on the mom in each. Everyone else is kind of dim around it.
Kind of funny. And then we get Avery and Cameron talking about, they're in bed, right? And they're talking about Sophie, and he's like, are you jealous? And she's like, you think she's hot? And he's like, nah, babe, no. Nah, babe.
Well, your mom seems to like her, though.
Nah, babe, my mom likes you. She'll come around, Yeah. And then Cam, comforts her and is like, hey, everything's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's Christmas. It's the holidays. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. She's like, Mom didn't even like Cassie till she was 11, and she still doesn't like Callum. So just takes, you got to grow on her.
Yeah. So they go to sleep, and then we're at we get the house transition shot number 2.
Yep.
And next day we're just a whole conversation about church stuff and the family portrait stuff.
Yep.
And she's like, it sounds kind of creepy. And then there's like this weird thing about like going to get a Christmas tree, and they send Avery and Logan to go get it, which seems like a weird setup.
It's just a convenient plot device.
Yeah,
because otherwise
totally
it doesn't make any sense.
Like in real life, that's not happening. No one's like, hey, new people who just met each other, who are the invitees. I mean,
the excuse is the family portrait. They're like, well, you're not invited to the family portrait, so you have free time. Why don't you go run an errand in the meantime? Which is silly.
Yeah, it's very silly. So,
and we also have the children's mass at 4 p.m. for some reason. Which like, what's the children's mass?
Is it just mass?
And they want you to do a reading also, which is the whole thing.
We learn a lot of little stuff in here, but that's you get some jokes in there about creaky beds, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, mom tells Avery that it's not a jeans occasion explicitly.
A little snipe.
Doesn't tell anyone else anything.
A little bit of snipe, and then so they're meeting up to go do this Christmas tree shopping thing, and she's like got her coat on. He's like, "What is that?" He's like, "You're gonna get cold, so bring this puffy jacket." It's Callum's puffy jacket, which always is gonna have bad things in it, right?
Yep.
And so they go Christmas tree shopping. Right?
She's like, "It's a tree lot. I'm gonna be fine." Which I was like, "It's still outside. Like, what do you?"
Yeah, like, you know how this works. So we're in the Christmas tree lot.
Kind of important, I guess, a little bit. Where they're like, okay, we do bring Callum's jacket just in case. He talks about how he always usually has a bag of snacks for her because she gets hungry.
These are all little setups, yeah.
Exactly. All little setups for the next couple of minutes here.
Yep.
And he talks about how he's going to be the one who like makes Erica love her. He's like, don't worry, like I got some tricks here, and like there's a lot of low hanging fruit problems with you that we can correct in short order.
Yeah.
And he's like, but in return, I need your help with a business proposal.
Boom. The deal has been made.
That's right. And he's like, she's like, okay, yeah, I guess why not?
Yeah.
Like, I know stuff.
Yeah. Pretty much. She's like,
they argue about dating in their 30s. It's like, it's not just casual dating anymore. This is extreme dating.
It doesn't matter. So, but basically, this whole scene is them just setting up motivations for themselves to like move things along and also help each other out in the situation. So like, he'll help her make her look good in front of mom, and she'll help him with the proposals so he can win the day with Stan and whatnot. So
meanwhile, Cameron
to save the lodge.
Right, you got to save the lodge. Yeah,
got to save the lodge. Always save the lodge, right?
And Cameron calls and he's like, "Oh, mom needs you to bring some wine, no screw caps." And so that's really what sends her over the edge. She's like, "No, you're right. I do need help. I agree to this. Let's do it." And then they're like, "Wait, coffee?"
Yeah.
And that's kind of how that scene ends. It's stupid.
They get the deal, they get the tree, and they get some coffee, which is going to be important about 2 minutes, but will be more important in part 2.
That's right. So 2 days for you.
We plant this tree, we plant all these setups, and they're all going to pay off beautifully over the next 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So, that's it. We're whatever. That's it. We're leaving. That's it. We're done. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Back on Thursday with part 2 for the rest of this breakdown. Meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. Subscribe if you're listening to us on podcasts and auto download. And if you like the show, tell a friend.
Or tell a stranger. Write a review. Apple, Spotify, wherever you're allowed to do that. 5 stars would be nice. Maybe a comment. Or if you want to write us long form feedback, you don't just want to leave a review, you can send us an email and we'll read it in trailer trash like we always do. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. Or you forgot everything that we all just said, go to the website because all that information's there and a whole bunch of other crap too. You got links to the merch. Go buy a t-shirt. That's the best way to support us other ttn buying Russ's book Host, which you can't find on the website. But if you Google Russ Capasso Host, you can find that book. That's the other best way to support us. And all other stuff, like I said, old episodes, information about the show, etc. It's thismeetsthat.com. Check it out.